Comes the women's college hoop. It's few leagues tougher than the CIAA.
Ain't nothing okay until we win. I don't want to hear that no more.
Nobody saw this coming from Remy Ma, because when her name comes up, people think music, energy, presence, and a voice that's never been afraid to speak loud. But this time, she didn't come loud, she came strategic, and what she just did is starting to make people look at her differently. Because adding an HBCU women's basketball documentary to her streaming network, that's not just content, that's a statement, and the deeper you look into it, the more it feels like this isn't random at all, because for a long time, there's been a conversation happening quietly about who gets seen, who gets celebrated, and who gets overlooked, and when it comes to women's sports, especially HBCU athletes, that conversation gets even heavier. Talent has always been there, stories have always been there, but the spotlight, not so much, and that's where this move hits differently, because Remy Ma didn't just add something entertaining, she added something intentional. Something that shifts attention, something that forces people to look where they haven't been looking enough, and once people started realizing what this documentary represents, the reaction changed, because now it's not just about her platform, it's about what she's choosing to highlight with it, and that choice, it says a lot, because in today's space, where content is everywhere, what you decide to put out becomes part of your identity. And this move, it's building a different kind of narrative around her, not just as an artist, but as someone who understands influence, because influence isn't just about being seen, it's about deciding what gets seen next, and this documentary? It's shining light on athletes who've been putting in work without the same recognition, the early mornings, the grind, the discipline, the moments nobody records, and suddenly, those moments are getting a platform, and that changes things, because when people see something enough, they start to value it differently.
And when something starts being valued differently, opportunities begin to follow. That's how shifts happen, not all at once, but through decisions like this, and that's why people are paying attention now. Because this doesn't feel like a one-time move, it feels like the beginning of something, a direction, a focus, and maybe even a bigger plan, because once you open the door to stories like this, you can't really close it again. And now the question isn't just about this documentary, it's about what comes next, because if this gets the attention it deserves, if people really tap in, if the impact matches the intention, then this might be bigger than anyone expected. And that's when things really start to shift, because sometimes, the biggest moves aren't the loudest ones, they're the ones that change what people pay attention to. So now the real question is Remy Ma just expanding her platform, or is she quietly building something that's about to change how stories like this are seen forever?